Well, hello. So here we are again, Portland this time. Portland. Some of you guys may not know about Portland. It has been a while, huh? They got a lot going on in Portland. They got mallard ducks and squirrels and raccoons and coyotes, beavers. Sometimes the coyotes eat the beavers. Well, tonight they had the pea fish, and look what they got done. Look at this here, You may have already seen looking over my shoulder. How dare you? Got a little jammed up late there on the Encore. How about the Encore's just getting better and better? Set openers still jamming out, of course. Living up to the jam band name, as always, every night now. Okay, the set closers are a little bit hit and miss. Hood and Santos, you see there. Could have flip-flopped them, really. They didn't even need to flip-flop them. There was just no need for Santos there. Other than they are playing 90-minute first sets thereabouts, and then the second set in Encore goes late tonight. So 46 days for the longest time looked like it was going to win. These jammed out really great openers. 46 days is probably the best yet here from the two shows in Seattle and into this. Moma dance in its usual two spot. We got that early mic tone too on the 46 days, that dirty mic. So that was a good sign early. And then Moma dance following it up, always right there in the two spot. It seems like, okay, not always, but often. And then cities, I finally call a cover cities, and someone pointed out that doesn't really make sense. And well, look, that's a lot of times they don't make sense. So cities does come through here. And then we got anybody else think it was going cities, plasma, back to cities? Never happened. Ended up with a Bouncin there. But the cities jam just never quite got going. And a lot of this kind of ran together tonight too, There was a, not to mean that they all sounded the same, but just, it's getting late. It's 4:20, and so the plasma again. And plasma, welcome back. Oh, after last year, it seemed like plasma, a song that was out there for quite a while. Then it got heavy in the rotation, and then here it appears again. Does its job as one of Trey's favorite songs to jam. Gets us down into bouncing around the room. And then Sigma Oasis really is the one. Takes the throne of set one from 46 days. At least that's what I was hearing, and it did have the big just power peak from Trey and the guy in the band, but then there was a little more to the Sigma than that, and then Antelope, just a fiery Antelope to end the set. Oh, not quite ending the set, because we did in fact get Santos, huh? No respect, lowercase for Santos, disrespecting the song intentionally. Run like an antelope, still absent the true. Not that Antelope's not a Hall of Famer, and yeah, we got Stash. Hood, but okay, slave to the traffic light, but there's still, there's those ones that are missing, still to come. And Tweezer, where is Tweezer? Look, we got a TW, we got started. All right, so we are now on to set two, just like set one starting with a dandy. So does Wave of Hope, pretty much always delivering. That's one of them songs, I'm sure, like a lot of people, the first time we heard it, it was like, I don't know. And then when it's firing up live, you're like, Well, once again, Wave of Hope, one of their better ones live. And it's eased off a little bit. I was calling it night one. Here, it takes us all the way to night three. Then comes Twist, and this is where the jamming starts to blend a little bit. Look at Sense and Subtle Sounds, I guess. That was our surprise of the night. Not totally unheard of, but hey, all right. Or this early on, maybe it's the only one we'll get, but perhaps not. So, Sense and Subtle Sounds, and not in the first set, in the sneaking in one in the second set on us tonight. Look at these sneaky guys. Everything's right. Okay, Everything's Right didn't go too deep tonight, because then they got into I can't remember if it was the cities into plasma or the Everything's Right into Boogie On. This one was nice. The alligator mouth from Boogie On to 2001, I believe, was nice. This one here, maybe not so crunchy, but the good thing was Everything's Right didn't go on and on and on. Everything was quick, and then Boogie On. We got yet another mic tone, one that is welcome. So several covers here throughout the night. After the cities, Boogie On, 2001. There's always something that I miss as well. I don't think so, then, unless we're counting Ghost of the Forest and Casbot. All right, so then the 2001, well, it was nice. Page bringing it up a notch, and then the crowd really in favor of 2001. More of an applause at the final of 2001 at the end than for Hood. You know, I don't know. I mean, it was great. Don't get me wrong. So was the Hood, though. You know, Hood doing the dance. All right. Life Beyond a Dream in between those two. Fishman sounded like at the end of 2001 that he was ready for Harry Hood, or at least that's what he was told. And then Trey, not ready. Life Beyond the Dream. Harry Hood then, boom, ending the set. And then look at this strong encore. Look at Wilson. Slave to the Traffic Light, ending that one, ending it that way. The Portland has taken Wilson from Seattle. Just like that. They come in, Seattle, irrelevant. They got Wilson. Well, they don't actually have Russell Wilson, but you know, they've taken your Wilson thing. Crowd really into the chant there. Late into the show, still fired up. So I don't know, you know, and maybe I'll have to listen to the second set again. You know, it is getting a little hazy, a little lemon hazy, lemon dog haze time. You know, second set, I can't remember if I liked the wave. I did like the Wave of Hope a lot, but then I don't know if the twist, Sense and Subtle Sounds, all of this kind of. Do remember the Boogie On 2001, Paige and Mike started flexing a little. Sometimes Mike, his clothing is so tight, when you wonder when he flexes, is it going to burst? Some shirt Paige was wearing, huh? Had some friends at the show, friends of the channel at the shows tonight, at the show tonight. Hope you guys had a great time. Get home safely. Had a friend of the channel who was not at the show tonight. We're rooting for you. Life Beyond the Dream. Was certainly thinking of you, man. Hope this gets back to you and get to more shows. All right, so let's do it, man. Finally, a day off. The hair is coming down. It's getting wild, man. All right. Boom. Thanks, everybody that's tuned in the first couple of nights, and that's it. I feel like what I got? I got it. That's nothing. I forgot, man. With the beaver thing, it's it. We got it all covered. Boom. We are out of here. Thank you, really. Take one more look at it. Maybe the lack of reds, maybe the red says it all. It's like, I thought it was pretty good, but now I'm looking. Sometimes when I'm out, I'm done. Boom, I'm done talking. You ever heard of King Gizzard, man? All right, I love you guys, really. Thank you.